JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. So those that have received the EIDL previously, if you haven't heard, they've increased the amount that you could borrow now up to $500,000. The SBA is sending out emails. If you haven't heard this as well, be looking for it. But the SBA is sending out emails to say that the amount that you can borrow is up to $500,000. And if you'd like to request an increase, here's what you do. So I'm going to put a link in the body of this video, a link to another video where I give you the exact details on how to go about requesting the increase to the SBA, which is very simple. But should you do it? Should you do a request for the EIDL loan? So for those of you that get angry about debt, well, probably the answer is simple. No, don't do it. For those of you that are terrible with debt, and when you get a big line of credit and you see it as Christmas morning, well, no, you shouldn't get it, because the EIDL is a loan. Okay, you're gonna have to pay it back. Yes, it's over 30 years. Yes, it's 3.75%. Yes, you do have a lot of other benefits that can go along with it, in the sense of obviously a long period to pay it back. Also, you have a period of deferment. But when you get the EIDL, you want to get it because you need it. But here's the big thing. Here's what I'm telling clients. If you think you need it, then at least request it. At least request the increase. Because by requesting the increase, you're just at least getting in line. It doesn't commit you to it. You don't even know how much they're going to increase it by. And by the time they process it and give you a response and let you know of the amount, you'll know your circumstances better, because it's going to be 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, might be a couple of months before you're able to even know the amount. Then once you know the amount, you have a period of time to decide if you want that amount. And you don't have to take the full amount that it is that they are offering. So because you are or were in a set of circumstances of needing the EIDL, it might make sense as a cushion to go ahead and at least request the increase. I'm not saying that you then take it, but here's the thing. Yes, if you know you're not going to need it, then why would you request the increase? Don't. I have requested the increase for what I had just told you. I just want to get in line. I want the option. I'd like to know what it is. You can't use an EIDL to pay off other loans. An EIDL can't be used to pay you back. An EIDL can be used for operating expenses, including continuing your regular pay, not raises, for you as the owner. It can't be used to buy assets. It's used for operating expenses. You don't have a time period of when you need to use it by, but no matter what, you are going to have to pay it back. There's no way it's going to become forgivable. There's no way it's going to be written off, because the EIDL has been around for a long time, well before the pandemic. And so they're not going to write off or wipe away EIDLs, because they'd have to do that for all of the other businesses that got an EIDL related to years past of tornado or hurricane or drought or you name it. So you're going to have to pay it back. You don't want to get yourself in a set of circumstances just because something's easy to get, that you get it and then you use it. Dumb. So what I want you to remember is this: the EIDL is not to expand your business. It's not to open another location. It's not to round up debt to pay off. It's not to pull extra money out for yourself. It's not to buy an asset. It's not to buy another vehicle, even though it's for the business. It's for operating expenses. So do you have a line of credit? Are you using a line of credit? Well, line of credit typically is for operating expenses, the ongoing expenses. So if you're using a line of credit, then you're somebody that's using credit for operating expenses. So no, I wouldn't recommend, or you cannot get an EIDL and go pay off your line of credit and start using it, but you could wean yourself off potentially a line of credit. So there's just things to think about. You're going to want to talk to your professional about it. You want to kind of run the numbers. The biggest thing I'm just letting you know is that what I'm telling my clients is, if they got an EIDL and they feel as though there may be this much need to at least go ahead and request the increase to then have the option. There's only so many of these loans they're going to give out, and it's only going to happen for so long. So at least get in line to give yourself the options. All right, so hopefully that helps. Okay, there's never anything wrong with just creating another option for you and your business. So many get into this making a decision now. How much do I need? How much would I want to borrow? What would the payment be? There's no problem or no criticism for wanting to figure that out. But why are you figuring that out to determine if you want to request the increase when you don't know the amount of increase that it's even going to be to start with? You don't even know when you're going to get the increase, right? So at the end of the day, if you're finding it and you're concerned and you're like, well, I'm just not sure, then guess what that means? Good news for you. You don't even need the loan. Okay? Because for those that are him-hawing around whether or not they got to do it, then guess what? You don't need it. So don't go get it. I'm talking about for these businesses out there that they're looking and they're going, well, this might be something that would be good to have as a safety net to cover operating expenses. They're not looking at it as an opportunity. They're not looking at it as oh, well, now what can I do? Because the EIDL is meant to help the businesses continue. That is the primary goal and purpose and requirement for the EIDL. Hopefully that helps. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me.